guys, it's Beverly. Okay, today I'm coming on here with a new tutorial, and it's going to be the tutorial for the Maxim, a pretty throw squares. When you first look at the pattern, you think that both of the squares are exactly the same. They're not. Each one is different, and I'll be inserting a picture. And I had a request from one of my subscribers if I would please do a tutorial, and that's what the following video is. So I hope you like it and subscribe, and it doesn't cost you anything to like and subscribe, but it means a lot to me. See you in a minute. Hi guys, it's Beverly. I had a request to do a tutorial on the square that is in the Maxim, a pretty throw, from the June 2000 Crochet Afghan Club. And I'm going to go ahead and start it cold turkey right in front of you. So let's see how it goes. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull out the strand from the center. So wish me luck, and I'll be right back. Okay, that was easier than I thought it was going to be. And I just want to offer my tip. Whenever you want to attempt to pull out the inner strand, take your ball of yarn, and if the label is facing you in this direction, go to the right side of the skein and push in with your fingers as far as you can, and grab some center yarn, and if you're lucky, you'll get to pull it right out from there. If the label is facing the other way, so in other words, if it said low tide this way, low and tide, I would again start from that right side, have it facing you, and pull from the right side. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a magic circle. So I don't make a big deal when I make my magic circle. I just take the yarn over my hand, and then I wrap it over. This got a little string coming from it. I wrap it over and pull the loop. Just wrap it over my hand and set the loop just like that. Then I take my finger and I hold it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand the loop to my right hand. I'm going to place my working yarn over my left thumb, over my left index finger, then hand the loop back to my left hand. Then I take my hook and I put it in the circle, and I pull it through, and I do, in this case, 3 chains. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then I have the chain like this. I'm holding it with my thumb and my fingers, or the circle, and now I'm going to, this chain 3 is counted as a first double crochet. So we need to go ahead and do 15 double crochets in this circle. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to put yarn over, put my hook back in the circle, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, I just kind of got to move everything over a little here. Yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, and now I have 3. If you hear some thunder, we're having a storm in Florida. Okay, I'm going to pause the video and get these loops straightened out. Okay, I got it straightened out. Now I noticed about this yarn that it's a little fiddly. So in order to keep my 3 stitches separated and not going on top of each other, I had to hold it a little tighter on the bottom to keep them separated. So now I have 4. See, I got my thumb and my fingers holding the work. And that way it's not looping over the existing stitches. See, I'm holding this right here. Because what was happening is these were all piling up. And we need to have 16 double crochets here without having them piled up on each other. Okay, so just hold with your thumb and your fingers while you're making, and then on the end I had some unwinding here, which of course I'm going to have to cut off with some scissors, but I've never used this yarn before. So see, I'm holding it away from the other stitches so it doesn't pile on top of the other ones. Okay, so let's see how many I got here. So I have, I think there's 2 there, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I need to do 6 more. So I'll meet you back when I have 16. Okay, now I have 16 stitches, and it wants us to join this in the round. So up at the top here, this is the first actual double crochet we did, but this is the chain. So we need to go inside of 2 loops in the top of that chain 3. We want to have 2 loops on our hook, and hopefully you can see how I've got it there. Pull through, and that is the slip knot, or the slip stitch. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pull our tail, but we're not going to pull it too tightly. We want the stitches to come in, but we don't want to make this bumpy. And see how I made sure that all my stitches were even and flat. So we want to pull this in. We don't have to put it in all the way, but just pull it in some so that you have a nice flat piece there. Okay, now it says pull tail to close the circle, and that's exactly what I did. Now we want to chain 4, and that's going to count as a double crochet and a chain 1. Then we want to double crochet in the next double and chain 1, and we're going to repeat that. So basically what it's going to do is double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. So that's what we're going to do. So and there's our tail, so we're going to leave that down, and there's the working yarn. So now it wants us to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this counts as a chain 3 and a chain 1, or a double crochet and a chain 1. Now our next stitch is kind of weird here. We need to go under this little loop and out that hole in the back. So we're going to yarn over, grab that front loop, and come out that back so that we have 2. We're going to yarn over and complete our double crochet and chain 1. Then we're going in the next stitch where you can see it's truly defined. So yarn over, do a double crochet, chain 1, yarn over, do a double crochet in the next stitch, and chain 1. So I'm going to pause the video, finish that around, and I'll join you back here where we're going to join our circle in the chain 3 or third chain of this first chain. So go ahead, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, till you get all the way back here. You should have 16 double crochets. Okay, so I did my last double crochet, and so I need to chain 1, and then I need to look at my chain here. So this chain represents a double crochet and a chain 1 space. So up here at the top is the chain 1 space. The next one down is the top of what is called our double crochet. So what we need to do here is we need to capture 2 loops. And what we could do is we could put a stitch marker in there when we make that that chain. So I finally got it, and see there in between is a chain, so that's good. Okay, so now I'm gonna pull it through, and there we go. We have closed the circle. We should have 16 double crochets and 16 chain 1 spaces. Row 3, it says to slip stitch in the first chain 1 space and chain 3. So this is the first chain 1 space. So I'm going to slip stitch in there, and it says to chain 3 and double crochet in the same space. So 1, 2, whoop, and 3, and then it wants a double crochet right beside it. And I need to get some more yarn. So let me get my working yarn and finish my double crochet. So I have a chain 3 and a double crochet in the first chain space. And if you notice, there's the top of the double crochet. And if we wanted to, which I don't have one, you could put a stitch marker in that little hole right there, and that's where you are going to be doing your slip stitch right next door. See, there's the stitch, and there's the chain 3 or the third chain, and that's where you're going to join. Okay, now it says to do a foundation double crochet around the next double crochet. So we yarn over and we go around. Okay, so we yarn over, go down, behind, grab the working yarn and pull it back to the right and complete our double crochet. So instead of double crocheting in the top of the stitch, we did it around the stitch. And we're going to be doing that for a total of 16 times, so you're going to be able to see that again. Now, we did a front post double crochet around that double crochet and 2 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. So what that is right here. All right? So that means we're going to yarn over, and in that space we're going to do 2 double crochets. So what we actually did was we did 2 doubles here. We did 1 front post around the post of this one, and then 2 double crochets in that space. Now it wants us to repeat that. So here we go. Here's the post of the double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, go in, but come out. Then pull your yarn behind, come up, and do your double. We're going to do 2 doubles in the space beside it. And then we're just going to repeat this all the way around. So let me show you again. Get some more yarn. Okay, yarn over, go in, go behind, out on the other side, yarn over, and come back just like we went, and finish your double front post double crochet. Then 2 double crochets in the chain 1 space. I'm going to show you that one more time, and then I'm going to meet you back. Yarn over, go in, behind, and out, yarn over, finish your double crochet, and we went around the post. Then we're going to go 2 double crochets in the chain 1 space. Okay, I'm going to meet you back, and when we get finished with this row, we're going to have 16 double crochets. Wrong. We're going to have 32 double crochets. I'll meet you back. Okay, I'm back. So if you take a look at your work, what you have is you have 16 front post double crochets, and you have 32 double crochets in the chain 1 spaces. So it kind of looks like a wagon wheel. You can see the front post ones are defined because they're up, and then the 2 in the spaces are behind. So over here, I completed my last front post double crochet, and right here I have the chain 3 and the first double crochet. So if you look, this little loop right here doesn't count. So we have 1, 2, 3. There's where we're going, right in that little hole right there. And this is actually the first completed double crochet. Now, I brought a stitch marker, and I'm using a purple one because it represents my purple J hook in my mind. So that if I have to put this project away, I know what hook I'm using. And right in that little hole is the top of the chain 3. So that's where we need to put the slip stitch. So I'm going to show you where to place the stitch marker when we begin our next row. Now, I'm going to take, there's the little hole for the slip stitch, in the top of the chain 3, I'm going to insert my hook and make sure I have 2 loops. Pull through, and that joins row 3. And as you go along, if you like, you can pull this starting tail, but we want it to be flat. Okay, now we're ready for row 4. Now, row 4 says to slip to the next front post double crochet. All right, so what we do is we take, this is the front post double crochet. So we already have a slip in here, so we're going to slip in the next one. So I need to tighten that up. So insert your hook in the top of that double, pull through, go into the next one, insert, pull through. Okay, now it says to do a single crochet in the same front post double crochet. So this is the front. See, this is the top of that double. This is the top of that double. This is the top of this double front post double crochet. So we're going to insert our hook again, pull through, and make a single crochet. Now the pattern says to do a slip stitch in the first single crochet at the end when we go all the way around. So that means that we need to mark this. So I'm going to take my stitch marker, and this is a single crochet, and I'm going to take my stitch marker and mark that first single crochet. Now it says to chain 7. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then it says to single crochet in the next front post double crochet. So over here we have 2 doubles, and there is the next front post double crochet. So we're going to go right there, pull up a loop, and pull through 2, and that will put a single crochet in the top of that front post double. Now it says to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3, and do a single crochet in the next front post double, which would be right here, because remember these 2 are double crochets. So we're going to come in here and do a single crochet. We're going to chain 3, and we're going to do a single crochet in the top of the next front post double crochet. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do a single crochet in the top of that front post double crochet. So I'm going to meet you back when I'm over here to my stitch marker. Okay, I read the pattern wrong. So what we're going to do is the pattern says okay, now we're going to do 7 double crochets. 1. So the pattern said to single crochet in the front post, then chain 7, single crochet in the front post, chain 3. And it said to do that 3 times. So we did 1, 2, 3. Now we're back to this point where we're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3. Let me get my yarn up here. 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're going to skip these 2 doubles and do a single crochet in the top of this front post double. And see, what we're going to be doing is our square has 4 corners. So we're going to be making a total of 4 7 chain spaces with 3 chain spaces. Okay, so we did our 7. Now we're ready to do 3. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to skip these 2 doubles, and in the top of this front post double, we're going to do a single crochet. Now chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip the 2 doubles, do a single crochet in the top of the front post double. And if you look what we have our chain 7 space and 2 3 chain spaces. So we got to do this one more time. 1, 2, 3. Skip the 2 doubles, do a single crochet in the top of that front post. Now we're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip the 2 doubles, do a single crochet in the front post double. So now you know what you have to do. You have to do 3 chain 3 spaces with a single, another 7 chain space with 3 spaces. So I'm going to meet you back. Okay, so as you can see, we have 4 chain 7 spaces, and in between each there's 3 chain 3 spaces. So you should have a total of 4 chain 7 spaces, which we do, and 12 chain 3 spaces. And what we're going to do here, now if you look at my yarn, I'm not real happy about that, but there's a knot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out and make my own knot, because sometimes you can't really trust those knots. Plus, there's not enough on each side of that knot for me to weave in. Okay, so there it is. It happens. So, it says to single crochet in the first single, no, it says to slip stitch in the first single crochet. So if you remember, I have my stitch marker in the top of that single crochet. So I'm going to take it out, and I know that I need to slip stitch into that single crochet. So maybe this little place is going to work out all right. So now I'm going to pull that through and pull it through this, and there's my slip stitch. So that didn't work out so bad, but obviously I wouldn't have preferred to have a knot in my stuff. Okay, so you would just slip stitch the end of your chain 3 into the top of that first single crochet. Now we're going to slip stitch in beginning chain 7 space. So I'm gonna have to make a slip knot. A slip knot here. So we'll go ahead and I'll do my slip knot, but just think of it as it being on yours, and you're coming out of right here. Okay, so what you do is you just slip into there. So we're just going to do a slip stitch into that chain 7 space. Now it wants us to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and do 5 double crochets, chain 3, and 6 double crochets, all in this same 7 chain space. So this first chain 3 counts as a double crochet. So I've got my stitch marker, and see, there's our chain 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to take my stitch marker and put it in that hole right there, and that will mark the top of my chain 3. And see, I've kind of pulled it a little too tight, so let me get it over because I'm in an odd position. If you want to see what my filming location looks like, you can see my picture on Facebook. Okay, let me pull this out on my Facebook group. Okay, let's pull it out and get it in there so we can move on. There we go. Okay, so now we're supposed to do 5 double crochets, chain 3, and 6 double crochets. So you guys know how to do that. This is your first, so I'm going to do 5 more. So technically it's 6, chain 3, 6, and I'll meet you back. Okay, that's what we have. I've got 6 double crochets. The first chain 3 counts as a double, a chain 3 space, and 6 more doubles. Okay, and single crochet in the chain, in the next chain 3 space. Okay, so in this next chain 3 space, it says to single crochet. Now let's see what we do. In the next chain 3 space, we want to do 3 doubles, chain 1, 3 doubles. Okay, so see, we have 3 chain 3 spaces here. So we singled in this one, and here we're going to do 3 doubles, chain 1, and 3 doubles. One, 2, 3. Chain 1 and 3 more doubles. 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 doubles, chain 1, 3 doubles. In this next chain 3 space, we're going to do 1 single crochet. In the next 7 chain space, we are going to do 6 doubles, chain 3, 6 doubles. So are you seeing the pattern here? We had a chain 7 space, we did 6 doubles, chain 3, 6 doubles. We had a chain 3 space, we did a single crochet. In the next chain 3 space, we did 3 doubles, chain 1, 3 doubles. In the next chain 3 space, we did 1 single crochet. In this 7 chain space, we're going to do 6 doubles, 3 chains, 6 doubles, 1 single crochet, 3 doubles, chain 1, 3 doubles, 1 single crochet. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. So I'm going to pause the video and meet you back. Okay, let's take a look at what we have. We have 4 corners, and each corner has 6 double crochets with a chain 3 space and 6 double crochets. Then in between, we have a chain 3 space that we did a single crochet in. Next, we did 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. In the next chain 3 space, we did 1 single crochet. We repeated that all the way around. On this last side, I have completed my last single crochet in this chain 3 space, and now we're supposed to join in the top of this first double crochet, and that's why I put the stitch marker. So we're going to insert our hook, pull through, and pull through. The directions say to fasten off. Okay, so what I do is you can see I pull it kind of close, and I just cut some yarn. Now a lot of people go crazy and do a great big long one. I don't. I just kind of go like that. Then I pull it up. Here's my little short working yarn, and I just pull it through the loop and pull up on it. And there we have our finished beginning portion. Now the next part of this square, we're going to join our main color, which in this pattern, or in my kit, it happens to be driftwood. Okay, I pulled it already from the center. I did the center pull like I showed you the first time. So here is the main color. If we look at our square, if you want to, you can pull this center in, but not too tight, and use your darning needle. I'm going to cut off this little fuzzy I have right here, because I don't need that. And use your darning needle, thread it. On the back side, we just want to go under these first little stitches here. So I'm just going to put it under some of these loops, a couple at a time. And I'm not going to pull it too tight, but I'm just bringing it closed. Okay, and I usually go in about 3 times. and then I clip it off. Okay. I don't do it too close. There we go. And there we have our beginning of our square. Now, we have to join our main color. And so here's my main color. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a slip knot. And there's our slip knot. And it says to join the master color with single crochet in any corner chain 3 space. Okay. So it says to join it with a single crochet, and I need to brush up on how that works. But we're going to join it right inside a chain 3 space in any corner. So I'm just picking this corner over here, and I'm pulling it up. And I know there's a way to do it, but I can't remember how you do this. So I'm just gonna pull it through like so and do a single crochet. So there we are. We have a single crochet, and you can put a stitch marker there in the single crochet, because probably at the end of this row we're going to join at the top of this single crochet. Now it's going to be easy to see because it's a different color, but if it wasn't, it's good to have a stitch marker. Now it says with the master or main color, I always want to say master, with a single crochet in the corner chain 3 space. It says to chain 3 and single crochet in the same space. Okay, so we have a single crochet, chain 3 is what we're going to do. 1, 2, 3, and then it says to do a single crochet in the same space. So we have like a little picot. Chain 5 and do a front post double crochet around the next single crochet. Okay, so the next single crochet is way over here. Okay, and see, we're going to do a front post double around that single crochet. So here we go. So we made a little picot in our center, and now we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to go way over here on this single crochet, and to do a front post, we find that little hole right beside the single crochet. We go in, we go behind, and we come out. Yarn over, pull the yarn through, and get everything close together here. Pull through 2, pull through 2. So see what we have so far? We have like a little corner, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. We double crocheted 5, and then we did a front post double crochet around the single crochet from the previous row. Okay, now it says to chain 3 and slip stitch in the next chain 1 space. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and in between these groups of doubles there is a chain 1 space. So it says to slip stitch. Okay, so basically you're anchoring that. Then it says to chain 3 and do a front post double crochet around the next. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. Here's our next single crochet, so they want a front post double. Yarn over, insert your hook to the right of that single crochet, come out on the other side, yarn over, pull up a loop. Whoop, it slipped. You seen that one? Pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, so see what we have so far? Now we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come over here to this chain 3 space, and we're going to do a single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Another single crochet in the same space. We're going to do 5 double crochets, 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come over here and locate this single crochet. We're going to do a front post, double crochet. Let me make sure I got my hook in the right spot, which I don't think I did. Front post, double crochet around that single, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch in this chain 1 space between the 3 double crochets, and now this is where my join was, so I'm just going to kind of flip it, fasten off was. Okay, so the single crochet is right there. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to come over here and we're going to do a front post around this single. Okay. Front post double. And now we're going to chain 5 to go back to our corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to do a single crochet in our corner. We're going to do 1, 2, 3 chains and do another single crochet in our corner. Okay, now I showed you how to do 2 sides, and we have 2 more sides to do. So I'm going to pause the video and meet you back. If you need to, you can rewind the video. Okay, I made it back over to the other side. I have a chain 5, and the directions say to join with a slip stitch in the first single crochet. So that's why I put a stitch marker in this first single crochet. So I'm going to take the slit stitch marker out and find my loop here and join with a single crochet. Okay, so pull through and pull through. Okay, so that was the end of row 6. So we have 2 more rows. Row 7 is the slip stitch in the first chain 3 space. So if you take a look where you're at, we slip stitched into that single crochet, so now we just put our hook in that chain 3 space and slip stitch. So that makes us in the center chain 3 space of our corner. Now here we're supposed to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and now we do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets in the same space. So we're making a corner. Let me get some more yarn here. So we have a chain 3. Now we're going to do 2 doubles. 1, 2, and I think I said chain 2, so let me double check myself. Yes, chain 2 and then 3 doubles. 1, 2. Okay, I hope you can't hear the fan, but your girl got a hot flash, so I'll kind of move it back so you can't hear it so much, hopefully. Okay, chain 2. Now we got to do chain 3, 3 double crochets. So that's our new corner. Okay, we'll find out what we're going to do next. Double crochet in each of the next 5 chains. Okay, so here's where you have to kind of make a decision. The pattern says to do a double crochet in each of the next 5 chains. So that would be, you would go in those little tiny spaces. And to me, that's kind of hard, okay? When I can just go 5 double crochets in the chain 5 space. So you can make your decision. You can do 5 double crochets in side, or you can go into each chain and do a double crochet. I'm choosing to do 5 double crochets in the next 5 chain space. Double crochet in the next double crochet, which is right here. Then they're saying to do 3 double crochets in each of the next 3 chains. So that means you're supposed to go in these little chains. 1, 2, 3. So that means you're supposed to put your hook inside those little holes. And to me, that's just way too hard. So I'm making an executive decision to just do 3 double crochets in the chain 3 space. So you can make your executive decision whether you want to go in these little tiny holes or if you just want to do in the chain 3 space. Now it says to do that twice. So that means we're skipping this stitch here, and this was just a slip stitch. So we're skipping that, and then we're just coming way over here, and you can go in those little chains if you want, or in my case, I'm just doing 3 double crochets in the next chain 3 space. Okay, then double crochet, which would be in the top of this, double crochet, and then you would do 5 double crochets. So, you know, once you make up your mind what you want to do, you can either do them in the chains or in the space, and I'm doing it in the space. So I'm going to make 5 double crochets, and then I'm going to show you how to make the corner. Okay, we're ready for the corner. And in the corner, we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets in this chain 3 space. So I'm coming over here, I'm going to do 3 double crochets, pull up my yarn, so there's 3, chain 2, and 3 double crochets, okay. So now what would happen is we would do 5 double crochets, a double crochet in the top of this double crochet, 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, a double crochet in here, and then 5, and you would repeat your corner. Now I'm going to meet you back when I'm done with this row. Okay, so I finished row 7, and it says to join with the slip stitch in the first double crochet. So I didn't put my stitch marker in. I've completed my 5, and so this is the first double crochet. So right in the top, see, there's double crochet 1, 2, and right in that top is where we need to join, in the top of that chain 3, and I need to have 2 loops. So right in that little hole right there, because see, there's 1, 2, and so, and you can always mark it with the stitch marker because I forgot. So we're gonna slip and slip. So that is the end of row 7. Now we're ready for row 8. And row 8 says to chain 4, slip stitch, chain 3, slip stitch in the corner chain 2 space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it says to slip stitch, chain 3, slip stitch in the corner chain 2 space. So slip stitch, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch. Okie dokie. So now I got this teeny tiny little loop. See what that does. chain 4 and skip the next 3 double crochets and slip stitch between the 3rd and the 4th double crochet across to the next corner. Okay, let's separate that and do it one thing at a time. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, it said. Skip 3 double crochets. So let's figure this out. So there's 3 double crochets and slip stitch in the space between the 3rd and 4th double crochet crossed. So slip stitch, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch. I'm not too sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, slip stitch. Let me take a look at the picture. Yep, that's what it shows in the picture. Because we're going to join the squares together using these little spaces, I guess. I'm learning this with you guys. I'm looking at this yarn and it kind of looks like it has a little gold sparkle in it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it looks like it's a gold sparkle. Okay, chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we can go in here, slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and slip stitch in between the 3rd and the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 1, 2, 3. So we want to slip stitch in between here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get some more yarn. One, 2, 3. So we're going to slip stitch right inside there. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then slip stitch in the corner. Chain 3 and slip stitch in the corner. Okay, so we're only chaining 3 in the corners. 1, 2, 3, and then go right back in and do a slip stitch. And then do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then slip stitch between the 3rd and the 4th double crochet. So I'm gonna pause the video, you guys can do it. Chain 4, and then we're gonna slip stitch in between these two. Meet you back. Okay, so I went all the way around doing the chain 4 and slip stitch between number 3 and 4. So then now what I need to do is to slip stitch. What does it call it? slip stitch and seam stitch as joining slip stitch. Okay, so I guess slip stitch into seam joining slip stitch. I hope you guys can see that. See, there it is coming out and there it is going in. Okay, so there we go. Now it says fasten off and weave in your ends. Okay, so I'm going to fold this over and you can see I've got it pulled a little tight, and I don't go real long, I just do a little bit. And then I pull it up and pull the short one through, and there is the square. So let me hold it up, maybe. I don't know, put something behind it. Okay, so there is the first square. Now, you have to make 28 more of those. 28 more squares. Now, the next type of square, you make 13 of them. Now, I thought once you made this first one that you would know how to make the rest of them. But it looks like instead of doing 16 double crochets in the center like we did here, we only do 12. So I'm going to have to go through and see what makes the two types of squares different. So I'm going to pause the video and get ready to do the second square. They're calling this the first square, and the other one is called the second square. Okay, so the next color they gave me in the kit was Jetty. And I got some serious yarn barf. So that's what we're working with. So it says to make a magic circle. So let's make our magic circle. So I'm laying the yarn over my hand, do a circle, give the circle to my right hand, wrap from my working yarn, give the circle back to my left hand, and grab my hook and do chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So there it is, the magic circle with a chain 3. Okay, now it says to work 11 double crochets in the circle and slip stitch in the top of the beginning double crochet for a total of 12 double crochets. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause the video and do 11 double crochets in the magic circle. Okay, so I have 12. I hope you guys can't hear the fan because I'm having a hot flash. So anyway, so right here's the first double, and so there's the chain space. So we need to slip stitch in the top of the chain space and close our circle. Now don't pull too hard yet. Now it says to chain 4, and that will count as a double crochet and a chain 1 in the same stitch. Okay, so we're right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 4 counts as the first double crochet and a chain 1. Double crochet in the same stitch. So that means right inside here, not over here, but in there, to double crochet in the same stitch. Okay, now it says chain 1, double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so this is the next stitch. Part of the loop is down here and the back loop is there. So chain 1, double crochet in the next stitch, yarn over and go right in and grab that. And it says to do that twice. So what that means is repeat chain 1, and in the next stitch do a double crochet. So in the next stitch, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. That was all in the same stitch. And repeat that around. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, which we just did, double crochet in the next stitch. They could have wrote this a little easier. And do it in the next stitch, because it said to do it twice. And chain 1. And then in this stitch, we're going to double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. So basically you're doing singles and then you're doing doubles, but they could have wrote it a little easier. So I'm chaining 1 again, double crochet, chain 1. Now in this stitch I'm going to do double crochet, chain 1. I need to get some more yarn. And I'm going to review again, because if you're confused, you're not the only one. Okay. All right, now see, we have 2, and then in this next one, we're going to do 2 in the same one, okay? And I'm finishing this row so that I can count it and make sure we have the right stuff. So double, chain 1, double in the same stitch. And if we have the right count, then I'm going to review it with you so you got it. And a chain 1. And then in these last 2 stitches here, we're going to do a double crochet, chain 1 in each of them. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. So what we need to make sure is that we have 16 double crochets. Yes. So let's stop and check. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. Good. So see what we have here. Basically what we did was we did a chain 3 or chain 4 and a double crochet in that same hole. Then we did 2 singles, 1 in each stitch. Chain 1, double, chain 1, double, chain 1. Then over here we did 2 doubles separated by a chain 1, a chain 1, and then we did 2 singles. See what we're doing here? Basically that's the grouping. Single, single, 2 together in the same thing, okay? And you should have 16 double crochets. And I'm so sorry that they wrote it so confusing in the pattern, but that's how it's supposed to go. So now what we're going to do is we are going to join in the top of the chain 3. So we have to leave this chain 1 here and join in the spot next to it with a slip stitch. And as I said, they kind of wrote the pattern a little easier. Okay, now we're ready for row 3. Now row 3 is you slip stitch in the first chain 1 space. That's the first thing. Okay, so right next door here is that first chain 1 space. So we're going to slip in there and we are going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we are going to join in the top of this chain 3. So we could take our stitch marker and in that little hole right there, which is the top, is the 3rd chain, you can put your stitch marker. Okay. Now it says to double crochet in the same space. So here's that space. So we're going to yarn over, insert in that space, and double crochet. Okay. Then 2 double crochets in the next chain 1 space with a chain 1. Okay, so in this chain 1 space we're going to do 2 doubles, and chain 1. Okay, see, there's no space between these doubles. And we're going to do that all the way around, and we're going to have 32 double crochets. Okay, so we chained 1, and we're going to do 2 in this one, in this space. We need some more yarn from the big barf on the floor. Okay, so we have a chain 1 space, 2 doubles. We're going to chain 1 and 2 doubles in the space. We're going to do that all the way around in all these spaces. Chain, double crochet, chain 1. 2 double crochets, chain 1 in all these spaces. And I'll meet you back. Count your double crochets and you should have 32. Okay, I have 32 I counted. So, as you can see, in each one of these spaces, I have 2 double crochet with a chain 1 between. Okay, so now what we need to do is join with the slip stitch in the top of that chain 3, which is considered the first double crochet, and I have to have 2 loops on my hook. Okay, cinch that up, pull through, pull through. So that is row 3. Now row 4, it says to slip stitch in the first chain space and chain 7. Okay, so we're in the top of that double, and there's a double next door. So we have to slip stitch. I'm just going to slip in the top of that next double, and then slip into the next chain space between the doubles, okay? And we want to do 7 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Single crochet in the next chain 1 space. So the next chain 1 space is right here. So we're going to do a single crochet. So it looks like we might be making a corner. Okay. And in the next we're going to chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 1 space 3 times. So that's what we did on the other side, on the other square. So we did a single crochet there, so now we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. And over here, we're going to do a single crochet. We're going to do 1, 2, 3. And right in here, we're going to do a single crochet. So we have 2 of those, and we need to do it one more time. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3. And in that next one space, we're going to do a single crochet. We're going to chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and in that next chain 1 space, we're going to do a single crochet. Okay, so we did one side of it, and you guys have done this before, so go ahead and repeat, and I'll meet you back over here. Okay, I'm back over here to the other side, and it says to slip stitch to join in the first single crochet. So the first single crochet was right in that chain space. So I'm going to come right in here. And that single crochet. I got 2 loops. And slip stitch. Okay, there we go. So does that look familiar? That's what we did last time. Okay, so now it says for row 5, slip stitch in the beginning chain 7 space and chain 3. So in other words, chain 3 is your first double, and then do 5 doubles and chain 3, and then 6 doubles. So if you remember on our other pattern, what we've got is just this center part now with these. And so we're going to be doing the 6, 3, 6. And then we're going to be going along. So at this point, if you wanted to rewind the video back to row, So if you want to roll the video back to row 5 on the previous square, it looks like the rest of it is the same. Row 5. Yes, so rows 5, 6, 7, and 8 are the same on all the squares. Okay, so we're going to make 13 squares this color and 29 squares total of this color. And then we would go back to how to assemble them. So, repeat back to row 5, and then I'll create the second video when I'm doing the assembly. Thanks for watching. Bye.